This is in Powder Springs. Here's what we know so far. Two people who are not students at this high school. They were shot in the parking lot of McEachern High School. Once again, this is in Powder Springs off New Macklin Road. Those victims suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Cobb County Police Department says that they are assisting the Cobb County School District Police Department. We are taking a look at the intersection here. It looks like the school. We can see that there is, I believe, a police cruiser blocking off the roads there. We do know that parents are not allowed on campus at this time. Once again, if you were just joining us, this is a shooting that we are reporting, a confirmed shooting at McEachern High School. This is in West Cobb near Powder Springs. Two individuals, not students at the campus, they were shot in the parking lot. We can see police cruisers coming down that road there. We are working to send a crew down there right now to gather more information for you. Parents, if you're listening right now, once again, these were not students. Police saying that these were two individuals who just happened to be in the parking lot of that campus who were shot. They are now being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. McEachern High School, once again, West Cobb. This is near that Kroger Shopping Center, Macklin Animal Hospital, CVS, Duncan, O'Reilly. So you're probably familiar with that area if you live in Powder Springs. We do know that we are taking a live look now at the high school. We can see several police officers, emergency vehicles responding to this incident. As we know, when any of these situations take place, they are putting everyone on campus to make sure that these students are secure. We do know that they are also going to be clearing that campus right now. Right now, we are still working to see if they have the suspect in custody. We do not have word from police right now, but we do know that we could see all of these police cruisers, those individuals from the Cobb County School Police Department, as well as the Cobb County Police Department coming in there to assist with it. If you are just joining us for this breaking news, once again, we are confirming that there was a shooting at McEachern High School. That is what you're taking a look at right now, a live look from our chopper in the sky. We know that this is in Powder Springs. Two individuals who were not students at this school were shot in the parking lot. They are being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. And once again, parents, you are not allowed on campus at this moment. Police are asking you to avoid the campus at this moment. We do see some police tape there as well. This is a developing situation. Once again, we have an 11 Alive crew on the way to be on the ground. You can check the 11 Alive News app for breaking news updates. We will follow the latest updates. You can follow us right here on 11 Alive. We'll see you later. All right, we are coming to you live with breaking news right now. Police confirming that there was a shooting at McEachern High School in Powder Springs.
And here is what we know so far at this hour. 2 people who are not students, we're told, were shot in the parking lot there at McEachern High School, and that is in Powder Springs, right off of New Macklin Road.
So the victims that we know of have non-life-threatening injuries. Cobb County Police Department says that they are assisting Cobb County School District Police Department. Police have secured the campus. They are investigating the identities of both people.
Obviously, a lot of parents worried, a lot of parents concerned, but at this point, they are not allowing anyone to come on campus. That is a part of this code red alert. So pretty much a lockdown, no one allowed on campus. And buses, we're told, will also not run until that code red is lifted. We are, of course, on our way there getting more information. But again, at this point, the code red is in effect. No one allowed on or off campus.
And we are taking a live look. You're seeing live pictures from our chopper right now over that campus, which is off of Macklin Road. We're in West Cobb, once again, Powder Springs. If you're familiar with the area, there's a Kroger shopping center around there, the Macklin Animal Hospital. And we did see, if you are on social media, you might have seen a video claiming that this is what the shooting was. Right now, we cannot independently verify if that video is true. So just keep that in mind. Our investigators, our team, they're working to verify that video. But once again, you're taking a live look at pictures here of the campus. We see a lot of police presence. I mean, I want to say 20 to 30 cruisers that were on campus as they locked down this the school there. And right now, no word yet on if that shooter is in custody. But we do know that the 2 victims who have been identified are not students, and they are suffering non-life-threatening injuries, Jonathan.
And Faith, you mentioned a heavy police presence here. We have seen Cobb County Police there, as well as the Powder Springs Police Department. Also, just a few moments ago, we saw some of the video of the Georgia Department of Transportation, some of the officials, at least some of their cameras, directing traffic, blocking off the road there at the intersection of Macklin Road and New Macklin Road. So again, the school, as we mentioned, is located right in that area. So you can see there some of the traffic cameras right here from GDOT, and they are not allowing anyone, not even anywhere near the campus, other than the police agencies.
And as we know with these school shootings, it's every minute counts. It's all hands on deck situation. Parents, if you're watching here, we do want you to know that the officials are asking that you avoid the campus right now as they lock it down. They want to make sure that everybody is secure. When we do get the okay that code red alert has lifted, we will make sure to tell you. But at this time, police are asking that you avoid that campus. You might be able to check in with your students via their cell phones. But once again, if you are just joining us, we are confirming that there was a shooting at McEachern High School. The shooting took place in the parking lot. 2 people who were not students, we want to repeat, were not students at the high school, were shot with non-life-threatening injuries. At this time, we are still working to understand or confirm if that shooter, the status of that shooter, if it was captured or not. But once again, you're taking a live look at these pictures, and we can just see several police cruisers there, Jonathan, as well as departments kind of scaling the perimeter of the school right now.
And as we mentioned, the campus right now is in a code red. So basically that is a shelter in place. Students, staff, really in the building, no one allowed to come in, no one allowed to go out as they continue to investigate and hopefully have everything under control. As we mentioned, I know a lot of parents are concerned and worried. They would like to get there to campus, but right now they are not allowing parents or really anyone on campus. We do know that there is a staging area being set up for the media as well. As soon as we get more information from authorities there and they give us more information, we of course will pass that along to you. But again, you're taking a live look at the scene right here at McEachern High School.
And I do want to bring up, we just got a tweet from the Cobb County Police Department. It says, McEachern High School parents, the reunification location will be the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. That's 2595 New Macklin Road. Please travel from Richard D. Sailors Parkway as New Macklin Road will be closed on Macklin. So once again, I want to repeat this. We did just get a tweet from the Cobb County Police Department saying McEachern High School parents, that reunification location will be at the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. That's 2595 New Macklin Road. They're asking you to please travel from Richard D. Saylors Parkway, as New Macklin Road will be closed to the public. So that's what we're learning new right now.
Yeah, that's good to know. We just got that update, and you're taking a live look at the campus, and it's important to note that this is a rather large high school campus, a campus with multiple buildings. So obviously a lot of law enforcement there to secure all of the buildings to make sure all of the students are safe. You can also see in some of the videos we were showing closer a number of law enforcement vehicles there, as well as a lot of fire department and EMS vehicles there as well, being precautious. They don't know exactly how serious the situation is.
Yeah.
We understand that there are non-life-threatening injuries, but you always have to prepare for more and expect the worst when you show up to these things.
And we are working to confirm this, but I can imagine it's not just going to be Cobb County Police out there in Georgia State Patrol. They're probably going to be calling up a lot of different departments to come up and assist with this. We're talking about a high school here. It's about 2:57, so classes were still in session, I believe, when this happened. But once again, these were not students that were involved in this shooting at this time. Police are saying that these two people who were shot were not students at McEachern High School. They were shot with non-life-threatening injuries, currently being treated. But Jonathan, as we know, with any of these shootings, and high school shootings, middle school, any type of school shooting, the parents are the main priority, the students are the main priority. So we're going to make sure that we are continuing to keep you all updated. We do have this information on our website, 11alive.com, as well.
That's right, and we have crews headed there to the scene. We will, of course, have breaking updates for you right here on our website and on 11 Alive News starting at 4 p.m.
Breaking news out of Cobb County. Police confirming 2 people were shot at McEachern High School.
Now, this is video from earlier this afternoon. We're going to show you. Here's what we know right now. 2 people who are not students were shot in the parking lot there at McEachern High School, and that is in Powder Springs, right off of New Macklin Road.
Cobb County police say that the victims have non-life-threatening injuries. Police have secured the campus. They are investigating the identities of both of these people. That campus is on a code red.
That's right, and parents are not allowed on campus. I know a lot of parents are concerned right now. Instead, parents can meet their kids at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We want to give you that address this afternoon. That is 2595 New Macklin Road. 2595 New Macklin Road. Police say parents should take Richard D. Saylor's Parkway because New Macklin Road is currently closed because of they blocked off the streets as they continue to investigate.
And we do know that there are not going to be any traffic through New Macklin Road because of this, as we saw there. I believe we have some cameras that we're going to bring up for you. This is a developing situation, but I do want to know, we do have a media briefing that's going to take place. That briefing is going to happen at Macklin Baptist. We do have a crew that's going to be on their way there to give you the briefing when we get it. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more information on what has happened. We do also want to let you know, here we have live picture of the intersection in front of the school. You could see police cruisers there. It looks like it's a little frozen. It'll load for us in a second, but if you were on social media, you might have seen a video showing this shooting. It's had several people in that video. It heard 2 gunshots pop off there. We are working to confirm that video independently, but that is being circulated on social media right now.
Yeah, we hopefully will hear from that. Hopefully we'll hear that when we talk to law enforcement momentarily. They're expected to give an update. But again, the video from earlier this afternoon, you can see, at least from here, some of the law enforcement. But when we had a wider picture earlier, a heavy police presence. If you're familiar with McEachern High School, it's a pretty large high school campus, several large buildings. So a large police presence there surrounding. Basically what that code red means is that there is a shelter in place.
Yeah.
No one allowed to come inside, no one allowed to go outside other than law enforcement, until they can absolutely assure everyone that the scene is safe.
And when you talk about this area, I mean, those who are familiar with this West Cobb near Powder Springs, you're talking about not too far away, a Kroger shopping center, Macklin Animal Hospital, CVS, Duncan. So there is some concern that if the shooter was able to leave the campus and is still armed, that's why they are really taking precautions here and really just kind of putting a shelter in place for this area. And that's why they're also asking parents, we know that you are concerned. This is a scary situation for any parent, but they're asking that you not come to the campus right now. Instead, you want to go to that Reunification Center. Jonathan, you have that address for us right there.
That's right. It's 2595 New Macklin Road, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That is where parents can go until they get the all clear that the campus has reopened. Again, there is a lot that we do not know. We do not know exactly who this shooter was. We do not know who the victims were, other than were not students there. That's what we're told, but we don't exactly know who they were. We don't exactly know what led up to all of this. So again, a lot of questions here.
And you are taking a look at the map right there showing the reunification or pickup location for parents. Once that shelter is lifted, those students will be brought to this area for parents to meet up with their children and pick them up so you can take them home safely. So that's what you're taking a look at right now, that map. Once again, you see the map too, and it looks like that Reunification Center is right on New Macklin Road. Police are asking that you not take that road because you can't. Right now it is blocked off. So I believe the road that they want you to take here is Richard D. Saylor's Parkway, and you can take that road to go up there.
Again, this is some video from earlier. You are looking at one of the GDOT traffic cameras right near the school. In case you are just joining us, we are on live right now because we are continuing to follow this breaking news out of the Powder Springs area. 2 people who are not students shot in the parking lot earlier this afternoon at McEachern High School right off of New Macklin Road. Again, Cobb County Police are there along with several other agencies investigating. We do know that the victims have non-life-threatening injuries, but we do not know exactly who the victims were or who the shooter was, other than we're told the victims were not students there at McEachern High School. A heavy police presence. Police have secured that campus all around as they investigate exactly what went on. But again, a code red, meaning that there is a shelter in place. No one coming on that campus or off that campus until that situation, the code red is lifted this afternoon.
That's right, Jonathan. And as we know, I mean, we got word of this shooting a couple of hours ago. School was in session, so students were in that building. That's why they have the Reunification Center set there. And once again, parents, if you're joining us, we want you to know we did confirm that while 2 people were shot, these 2 people were not students at McEachern High School. That is what police are telling us. And once again, you're taking a look at these images here. This is that crosswalk. Those of you who have students here are very familiar with this crossway here in front of the high school. There is a lot of police presence there. Those roads are blocked off, and we do know, once again, Jonathan, that there will be a media presser. Our crews will be there, our cameras will be there. We have the questions. If you have questions for us, please send them to us. We'll try to get them answered for you.
Yeah, we'll bring that to you here, and of course on the news at 4 o'clock, which starts in just about 30 minutes. In the meantime, you can always download our 11 Alive News app, and again, we'll see you right back here for any breaking updates. No,
Y'all ready? Okay, hey, my name is Stuart Van Hooser. I'm the Chief of Police in Cobb County. Today we responded to a shooting at McEachern High School at 1:47 p.m. What I want to do is just kind of give an update of where we are right now. Before I do that, I would like to introduce the folks behind me, or have them introduce themselves, so everybody knows who they represent and what their names are. And I'll be the main spokesperson, but if y'all have questions that I can't answer, of course, the individuals behind me I'm sure can. So if we'll start on this end.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Wilson with the Cobb School District Police Department.
Good afternoon. John Floresta, Chief Strategy Officer here with the school district.
Good afternoon. Jake Loneliness, Vice President Operations for Puckett EMS.
Good afternoon. Nick Adams, Division Chief of EMS for Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services.
Okay, and this is a little bit on the fly, so just forgive me. We've got some notes written down here. I want to try to make sure that we don't miss anything big, but obviously at the end we'll get some questions answered if we can. As I said, it was 1:47 p.m. today. Before I really get into the details, I would like to note very much the unbelievable cooperation that we have between not only law enforcement in this region, but also the various aspects of public safety in general, and even our community. As you can see, we have borrowed several churches today, and it's necessary at times for us just to collaborate together. I can tell you that on the law enforcement side, of course, Cobb County School District Police, it's obviously their campus. We're instrumental in the response to this today very quickly. Of course, our officers, the Cobb County police officers, I'll talk more about law enforcement in a few minutes at the end, but of course, excellent response there too. We had Cobb County Sheriff's Office respond with us. We had the City of Powder Springs respond, Georgia State Patrol. I think I saw Marietta there. Our cities, probably more than that, were there. So hats off to all the law enforcement that came out to help us. Cobb Fire, Cobb 911, not only with dispatching and receiving these calls, but also coming down to the scene and actually helping us with tactical dispatch. And of course, Puckett EMS, who were instrumental actually helping these victims today. So at 1:47, our 911 center got a call about a shooting at McEachern High School. We responded to that shooting along initially with the Cobb County School District Police. Obviously, it's never a good day when we're coming to you about a shooting of any kind. In this case, we had 2 people shot on the campus of a high school, so we've got some young people hurt and potentially some young people involved on the periphery of this event. So obviously we have a serious and tragic incident. The good news is that both victims are alive. They are being treated at Kennestone Hospital, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? And both, in our judgment, both appear that they will survive these wounds. The 2 victims were not students at McEachern High School. That's noteworthy. It's also noteworthy that this occurred in the parking lot of the school, not inside the school. Having said that, there is still an active crime scene at that location, and anyone headed that direction, we would suggest that you not come that direction. There is a family reunification site, but as the school will speak in just a few minutes, the school is returning kids home. So there is not a need to come to that location, and traffic is, of course, very bad. The preference is that folks not come down to the scene until we get it cleared out a little bit. The students are safe. The campus is secured and has been for quite some time. This was never an active shooter. This was not that type of instance. I will say this. When we get these calls, we don't know if it's an active shooter or not. And so our officers treat it as it is an active shooter. And we train for this along with everybody behind me every single year in Cobb County. And we know how to handle these. And a chief is usually at a desk working. But when something like this happens, he gets in the car, he turns the radio on, and he listens. And what he hears are heroes going into a school that is not safe for them and not safe for the people in there. And to hear that brings a somberness and a gratefulness to these officers and all the DPS people, the Department of Public Safety people that help us with this type of work. It's just a reminder of how thankful we should be for our police officers, for our firefighters, for our 911 operators, for our EMS folks. And my hat is off to what I heard on the radio with our officers going into that school today, as it was about a year ago when they went into the Walmart on Barrett Parkway. So if you could, appreciate, pray for, and really lift up all of our public safety personnel in Metro Atlanta. Last thing I'll say is that we've had a lot of guns in Metro Atlanta in the last several years. We've had some increases in violent crime, and this is a dangerous environment for our officers to be working in, and the cognition and the being cognizant of the total criminal justice system and how it works together to protect people from these types of incidents. These individuals are far too young to be involved in the type of thing that they're involved in today. So supporting and being active in helping us put the right people in place in the various aspects of the criminal justice system to make sure that we're all on the same page about how dangerous these guns in the hands of criminals are. John, would you like to speak quickly? I'll take questions after he says what he has to say, and then if there are any questions of him or I or anybody else here, we'll take those questions.
Appreciate that. And the only thing that I could add to what Chief just mentioned is on the back of the safety measures that you heard Chief say worked. We could not be prouder as a district of the staff and the students and the community who came together to keep our students safe. The investment that our board has made and our superintendent have made over the years, you might have heard a phrase, safety is our #1 priority. That really hits home on a day like today. We're very proud of the work of our staff and frankly our parents. We know it's a scary time for parents. As soon as you get that email, text, and our staff responded quickly. And most importantly, our students are safe. While the investigation continues, and certainly Chief has already spoken to that, we're confident that our staff did their jobs well, and that the investments we've made into safety measures for our students, they worked. Just more operationally, we do have students being released from campus as we speak. Buses are rolling, getting kids home, and if you're a mom or a dad who's hearing this and you're in a car on the way to campus, we'd ask that you meet at the Church of Latter-day Saints right around the corner. You have that detailed information in your inbox or text message as you as a parent would have preferred, and you'll be directed again on campus, escorted by PD to make sure that you're able to get your child as fast as humanly possible. But again, campus is safe based on the recommendation of our PD and based on the recommendation of Cobb PD, as you heard. It's been a scary day, but we're thankful for the partnerships that you see represented behind us and the priority that our board and superintendent have put on student safety.
Are there any questions?
Chief, specifically said that they weren't students at this school. Are they students at any Cobb County school? Were they students previously at this school? Do you know the relationship, why they were there at that exact moment when all this unfolded this afternoon?
No, sir, we do not know the answers to those questions. Our primary concern today was to stabilize the situation, make sure the kids were safe, teachers were safe, our officers were safe. And but I will say this, those things of course would be determined in the investigation, and much of that is probably not going to be released anytime soon. We did verify with the school that the 2 individuals that were hurt were not students, because we knew there was a concern from parents of students at the school that their children might be in harm's way.
Are those 2 people, were they shooting at each other, or is there still a shooter out there that you guys are looking for?
We are still looking for suspects in this case.
Suspects.
We do have descriptions, but I do not have them. and they are sometimes conflicting in early stages of the investigation.
You said suspects, so multiple.
Yes, sir. And we don't know that we have multiple shooters. We just know that there were multiple people on site when this shooting occurred.
You mentioned that the school here is safe, but there were reports that other schools, area hospitals, and things like that were on lockdown. Can you talk about the incident response and when those were pulled back?
I don't know when those were pulled back. I don't know if John may, but
Yeah. I can. I've referenced some of those procedures and processes to make sure the kids stay safe across the county. Anytime there's an incident in a school, we assess the surrounding area and surrounding schools. In this case, Varner and Compton Elementary Schools that we just put into a code yellow, a soft lockdown, just out of an abundance of caution. There's no specific threat that we're aware of and that we don't believe exists, but we just want to make sure we're taking that extra step towards safety. And those code yellows have been lifted as well, and those buses should already have students at home as we speak.
And Chief, to you, there's a video of this incident that has been widely circulating on the internet. Is it safe to say that's part of the shooting, or not yet?
I've seen 2 videos of this. I assume that it is this shooting. I cannot confirm that right this second. But again, those details will be discovered as our investigators continue to investigate. They're already investigating right now on multiple fronts. But yes, I assume, that's an assumption on my part, that is actually the shooting that we're talking about. Yes, ma'am.
And to another follow-up, in that video it appears that those individuals had those weapons. I know it was in the parking lot, but is there any indication that these weapons did make it on campus and the rest of them may have had those weapons on property?
I don't know that, and that would probably be a detail we would not release anyway.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This might be for Bob. I know most teachers are equipped with those panic button lanyard things. Were those used today?
I can't. That's not the way we found out administratively. I think you heard Chief reference the 911 call, but I can tell you that system works and has been activated on campus. I can't tell you whether that was the first thing that happened today, but it's certainly been part of that process that I referenced and part of that investment we've made to make sure that we're ready for a day like today, and it certainly worked the way it was intended.
Chief, one more question for you. I'm so sorry. This collaboration, how relieved were you guys when you realized that this was not an active shooter situation where someone is on campus, going door to door, classroom to classroom, and that not that this is a good circumstance, but that it wasn't worse?
That's hard to put into words. The reason that the men and women put on the uniform is to be the one to go in that school in an active shooter. I know that's a dichotomy, but if you picture your own child in that school, you will know whether you would go in or not. And the thought of it, even with strangers, is bothersome to any law enforcement officer, any human being. But there's a huge difference between a shooting and an active shooter. And so I don't really know how I could contain that in words. I think it's probably how each of you feel, except a little closer to home, because I know I have my police officers going into that scene, and I know how amazingly dangerous it is, but it also makes me love them and want to protect them more. So that's the best I can do to try to put in words how thankful I am that this was not actually an active shooter.
Is there a current search going on for the shooter, like on the ground?
Not on the ground. Well, yes, on the ground. I mean, we believe that the shooters probably left, and we have our lookouts are out to law enforcement, and we're trying to more specifically define that lookout right now through our incredible detectives who have 100% clearance rate in their homicides for several years now. I have the utmost confidence that they will refine that lookout and that they will help narrow the list of suspects down to something that's manageable so that we can make everybody safe and get these folks in custody. That's it. Anything else? All right. That's it. Thank y'all.
not students, were shot there in front of the school earlier this afternoon, right before 2 o'clock we're hearing. Again, we know that they are still looking for suspects, but as you can see in this live picture, the buses are now rolling. Students have been released from the campus.
And just a little timeline, Jonathan, as you were saying, this call of a shooter at McEachern High School, once again, that shooter in the parking lot of the campus, not on campus, a very important distinction there, but that call came around 2 o'clock, 2:30. School was supposed to be released around 3:30, but the school was still in a hard lockdown, a code red there. And then about 3:45, we got alert that there was going to be a press conference, police updating the media about what was going on. About 3:50, that's when we heard that the school was safe. Those students started to head out of the school into the buses, and as you can see right now, those buses taking to the roads to get there. This was a very scary situation for parents in the area, but once again, these two people who were shot, they were shot in the parking lot of the high school, but police confirming that they were not high school students.
Yes, and we also heard from the chief really reiterating that this was not an active shooter situation, although that's what they responded to, because you never know exactly what you're encountering, but they say there was never any real threat to students inside the schools. However, the school was on a hard lockdown, a code red, for more than an hour this afternoon while they investigated. But again, they say that the campus is secure, and right now they're trying to look for those suspects, and perhaps that may be a bit easier. As we heard the chief say, there could be video out there. There is video circulating on social media that he says, in his words, he assumes does show some of the incident.
Our Bo Beth Yates asking that very important question. That video on social media circulating shows about 10 people. You hear 2 gunshots. Our newsroom has not been able to independently verify that video, but we have a team working on trying to do that. But once again, we are looking at live pictures of the high school right here. That campus is safe. We do have team coverage on this breaking story, and we are going to get to our team soon. Our Brittany Kleinpeter is live at the scene. Brittany, you have been I know that you're not able to get very close to the campus right now because it is still an active scene, but what can you tell us from the ground? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so if you see what's going on behind us, there are multiple officers blocking off the roadway. This is what we're pretty much seeing at every point where you can get to this high school. And this high school is an open campus. There's buildings spread out. A little over 2,000 students attend this high school, so pretty large. We've been spending about 45 minutes really just trying to get as close as possible to this campus as we can. As you mentioned, no longer an active scene, but they said that this is an active investigation, so they want to keep people away from the high school for as long as possible. They're asking drivers to avoid this area. It is getting busy. We're seeing some school buses coming out of the high school now. As you guys mentioned, there is a separate area where the students are being taken to meet their parents. It looks like we are seeing a couple of school buses come out right now. You're seeing this live with us right now. That looks like the officers are stopping traffic for those school buses, but we haven't seen any traffic come out of that roadway since we've been standing out here for the last 15 minutes. But again, this is just kind of what we're seeing around this school property. This school told us that, you know, this still is an active investigation, and they want to keep us as far back as possible. Guys?
Brittany Kleinpeter, thanks so much. Now let's check in with our Bo Beth Yates. She's at the intersection of New Macklin Road and Richard D. Sailors Parkway. Bo Beth, we know there was just a news conference.
Thanks.
We could hear you asking several questions there about who these people were involved, the social media video that's out there. What else are you hearing from the ground there from law enforcement?
Well, law enforcement overall are saying that they wanted just to be clear that this is not an active or was not an active shooter situation, but instead a shooting that happened at the school. In that press conference, they say some students and some non-students got into an altercation in the parking lot of the school, and guns were drawn. The 2 victims are not students of the school, but officials could not confirm their identity or if they were in school at all, at any school. Officials did tell me that they are investigating it and they're looking for it. They said they have 100% homicide homicide detective, their homicide detective has 100% rate of solving their crime. So they're confident that the 2 shooter suspects that have left the scene, that they will be caught eventually. They say they're looking by air, by ground, using flock cameras, and just other resources to help track down the individuals that were on campus. Again, the 2 victims that were shot are not students, and this incident occurred in the parking lot of the school. When I did ask officials if in any way, shape, or form they believe the guns were on campus or in the actual school building, they say they could not confirm that at this point, but it does not appear to be that was the issue. They say overall much of this was contained to the parking lot amongst the group of students and non-students that were actually having that altercation. Of course, they're going to continue to do their investigation to track down those shooters, and we'll be out here trying to get more details as they do that. Sending it back to you.
All right, Bobeth, thanks for that update. Again, those 2 people shot expected to survive. And again, suspects, we're hearing that more than one person officers are looking for right now. But we do want to let you know about this. Parents, I know a lot of parents have been worried, concerned. They have not been allowed on campus because it is still an active crime scene, as the officers told us. Instead, parents can meet their kids at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That is where they are meeting right now. That address is 2595 New Macklin Road. Here's a map showing the proximity to the school. Now, police say parents should take Richard D. Saylor's Parkway because New Macklin Road, again, is currently closed for the investigation.
And I want to say one thing, too. You might want to check with your student by cell phone before you head out there. We did see live pictures of a lot of students getting onto those buses, because we do know that those school buses will also be taking your child home. So if you do have a student at McEachern High School, check with them before heading to that reunification location.
That's good to know. Well, our traffic expert, Crash Clark, I know has been looking around this as well. And I know there are a number of closures, Crash. So what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, just like when we saw Brittany Kleinpeter on the scene there, this is exactly right where she is. Let me step out of the way so you can get the full picture. This is Macklin Road at Lost Mountain Road. Lost Mountain Road, you see one of the school buses right there going through that intersection. Now where that school bus is going, that actually becomes New Macklin Road. And now police obviously are only allowing the buses to go through that area. Now let's get right over to it in the heart of Powder Springs, McEachern High School. You can see it off to the left there, and the major part of the police activity basically along New Macklin Road between Macedonia to the south and Macklin Road to the north. Now, the good thing about traffic is you've got multiple ways to get around this one. Hopkins Road, that's to the east of McEachern High School. That runs north and south, and that'll put you in between both points of Macedonia and Macklin, a little bit closer to McEachern, but to the west of it is Old Lost Mountain Road. That too runs north and south, parallel with New Macklin Road, and that will get you around the scene. But obviously, this is going to be very active for quite a while. Faith?
All right, Crash, thank you so much for bringing us that update. For those of you watching and have been watching along with us, we will stay with you throughout this story and any updates throughout the night for the latest developments. You can stay connected through the 11 Alive News app. All you have to do is scan that QR code you see right there and download it straight to your mobile device.